Hello, it's me, Andy from Blitz Gaming. Hope you're all having a great day. Today we got an unboxing of an Asus motherboard, the Prime H610M-A D4. We did the H510 last year, now we're doing the 610. So this is a 1700 Alder Lake socket. It's now got an oblong socket instead of a square one. Let's have a look at it. Comes in a nice fat handy box, square box. So it's a micro ATX, so it's not a full size board, it's a micro ATX. There she is in her full glory. Nice little board. So inside the box we have a manual. Can't complain, we get a manual. We have a driver CD, utility CD. I don't usually use this. It's always out of date. Always need to get the latest off the net. We have a back plate. Don't lose, because that all go to a certain motherboard. They're not universal. We have two SATA cables, one with a 45 degrees angle bracket. We have a quick installation guide, motherboard leaflet, basically to put the graph card in, the memory in, and a CPU. A safety information sheet in bazillion languages. I'm not going through that. We have M2 screws times 2 and 2 standoffs, M2 standoffs. So, let's have a look at the board. So, what we got? We look at from this side, and I can see from there. We have an 8-pin power socket for the CPU. We have 2 DIMMs dual channel. And we have from here, we have USB, no PS2, keyboard and mouse, 1 VGA, 1 HDMI, 1 display port, 2 USB, another 2 USB, and another 2 USB. So we've got USB times 2, version 2, USB in the middle in green, 3.2. So we've got 2 of those, and another 2 USB 2s, version 2. So it's a total of 6 USBs. 1 1GB LAN, audio header for microphone, front and rear speakers, and in the middle we have something new. Well, I've not come across it before. A V-M2 WIFI header. So you've got a Wi-Fi module to go in there if you want Wi-Fi. At the bottom we have, now I've got to look at it now because it's too small. We have 1 audio connector, 1 communication port, 2 RGB headers, 1 addressable RGB header. On top of that we have a clear Cosmos or clear BIOS header. Then to the right we have 2 USB 2 headers. Then to that we have 4 SATA connectors. So they're going across, they're not stacked on top of each other, they're going across from left to right. In the corner we have the front panel connector. So that's on and off switch, reset switch, hard drive lights and the computer lights. On top of that we have the TPM, which you need for Windows 11, for security, and also next to that is a front header speaker. So the speaker is it's not the same as the audio, it's just basically bleep bleep. So if it bleeps, constant bleep means it ain't working. Yeah. If it don't bleep, it means it's working. Which is good. We have, so from there we have USB 3.2 going up the side, header. Then we have the 24-pin main power connector. On top of that we have two more addressable RGBs. So he's got three addressable RGBs altogether, one at the bottom, two on the side. And to the top again we've got the two DIMM sockets, two CPU fans, headers, well one for the CPU and one for the board. And there's another fan header over on the left hand side next to the audio connector. So in the middle we have M2, and according to what I wrote down, it is PCI Express 3 times 4 mode. And the one here is PCI Express 3 times 2 mode. So there's no PCI Express 5 at all for the M2. And for the graphic card socket, it is PCI Express times 16. Again, version 4. No PCI Express 5. Which is quite odd because it's one of the main things Intel was going on about. We got PCI Express 5 and it's not on this board. Okay, mind you, the Z board I've got from Gigabyte, that doesn't have PCI Express 5 either. Not to say they don't have it. There's probably, you spend £1,000 on a motherboard, you probably get it. But there we are. So at the bottom there we got PCI Express times 1, if I remember rightly. Yep, so that's PCI Express 3 times 1 socket at the bottom. Okay, it supports 3200 megahertz memory. But don't forget that depends on what CPU you're putting inside here. So yeah, it supports 64 gigs of memory at the end of the day. Now obviously, speed wise, if you're going to put in something like 12400 or 12600, 3200 megahertz memory is probably a bit too slow. So you want to go 36, 38, 4000 if you get it at the right price. At the moment, anything over 32 or anything over 36 starts to get pricey. Yeah, it can go up a good £100 quite easily. So yeah, so remember, if you're using the H510, maximum memory speed is 3200 megahertz. It does not overclock. You cannot overclock the memory, so don't forget. So yeah, so we've got a nice e-sync on the left hand side. There's not one on the top. It's a bit of a pity, really. I'd like to see one, both really, for the VRMs. Yeah, so cooling wise, we've got the heatsink, and I think there's 3 or 4 temperature probes on the motherboard. So that's not so bad. Can't complain with that too much. Yeah, and obviously we're going to have a nice fan when we test it. And you also got the heatsink down here for the chipset. But it is a budget motherboard. I mean, ideally, I wouldn't go ideally probably no higher than the 12400. But on our test bench, we're going to test this all the way up from the Celeron right up to the 12600. Yeah, see how well it runs. So the 12600 might give it a bit of heat. We'll test it out when it runs in our benchmarking, which we'll do this week, and I will put the posting up sometime at the end of next week, because it's Sunday today. You might get it sometime by Wednesday, Thursday time, with luck. So yeah, the board is black, if you can't see it on the screen, and the writing is in white, so I can't complain with that. It's readable. Unlike Gigabyte, they make their boards black and they do the writing in grey, so I can't read it because it's it's in grey. So yeah, it's a good little board. Price wise, it's around the £80 mark. Now I do 6 versions of these. Now I only had 2 versions on the place I went to, and the price seems to vary. Well, let's say this was the cheapest one. I don't think it was, because this one's got a few extra features. Probably goes up to about £125, depends what you want to pay for. But the Wi-Fi version, I thought will be the dearest one. And if I remember rightly, the H610 version was around £135. So, but that's obviously going to vary, because I live in the UK, United States, it might be a different price. And so on. You may not get all the boards around the world, but on Asus UK website, they show 6 versions of these boards, and as I said earlier, most of the time the only difference is usually the back plate. One may have a DVI, this has got VGA. Another one may not have the VGA, or may not have a DVI, it might just have the HDMI. But they all support the same amount of memory, all support 64 gig, and only all go up to 3200 megahertz. Okay, software wise, it does have a light system where basically if the lights go out, it means it's okay. If they blink or so and so, there's a problem. If you look at the screenshot, also comes with Aura, the Aura in Asus's own Aura light system, where you can change your fan colours, your LED colours, and all sorts of stuff. So there we are. I hope you enjoyed the review. Tell me what you think below. Give me the thumbs up if you like it, and if you plan to buy one. If you want any questions, let me know. And I'll see if I can answer them. Okay. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.